Guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the Banshee. So as you guys saw in the last video, I managed to get it driving, but it only drove as much as it did in the video, but because it just shut off and it wouldn't start back up. What I believe the issue is here is that the fuel lines were filled with the old junk oily fuel, and I think it plugged up the carburetor again. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna check the spark plugs again, maybe change them if it's needed, and I'm gonna do a whole new carb clean in this video. Pretty much it broke, but I got it here on the lift. Let's get right to work. Alright guys, I removed this one carb. I actually removed it last night off camera. One of the carbs, I cleaned it out as you guys can see, and it is spotless shining here. So the jets are down there. I tested these floats and the floats seem to work. So without further ado, let's get to removing those jets and seeing if any of them are plugged. Alright guys, so I took both of these jets out. This is the main jet, I believe, and I believe that's the pilot jet. They both look spotlessly clean to me. So maybe the other carburetor might be plugged because the Banshee just doesn't want to run. It only runs on starter fluid and then it dies out and it kind of leaks fuel. Maybe these floats are bad, but I did test them and they seem to work and holding gas and all that. So I guess this carburetor is a good one. Maybe the other one is. Let's put this car back together. Alright guys, so I did finish putting this carburetor back together. I gave it one little last clean here so it shines. So this carb is not my issue, it's all good. So let's move on to the next carburetor. Alright guys, I got this carb. Now let's remove this carb. Alright guys, so I got this carburetor off. And before working on it, let's kind of clean it up a little bit so that no more dirt gets in there off of here. I did clean these carbs already, but maybe didn't notice something, so I want to clean them again. Alright guys, I cracked open this carburetor. It looks okay, but let's get down to those jets. You guys already saw how I tear down the other carburetor, so I guess I'll catch you if I find any jets that are plugged. Well guys, I pulled this jet out and it seems to be plugged. I cannot see through it at all. So I think this one's plugged. I'll clean this one out and I'll pull out that pilot jet in there and see if it's plugged also. I'll clean this jet out right here, the main jet, and it was so plugged I had to get a wire brush and brush it out before it would look good. So now it's clear, and let's pull out that pilot jet and see if it's plugged. Alright guys, so also the same story with this pilot jet. It is plugged too, so I have to clean this one out also. Alright guys, so also got this pilot jet cleaned out. I'm telling you, it was quite a battle. I had to shove the skinny piece of metal through this about 3 times, spray it out a lot, and then put it in there again, and it just wouldn't clean out. Then finally got some compressed air and blew through there and it cleared out finally. So now I'm gonna clean through here and just clean like everywhere the fuel goes through, and hopefully the Banshee will start running properly. Alright guys, so I finally got this carburetor all back together. Let's go clean the fuel lines on the Banshee. Pretty much guys, here's the fuel line, and I'll just spray it through with the carburetor clean. Just spray it all through everywhere good. Make sure there's no dirt. or old gas in here. Alright guys, so I got this fuel line really clean inside. Let's get to putting this carburetor back on. Alright guys, so it's the next day here. Let's put on the Banshee carburetor. But one thing I can say, that the smoke over here is just getting insane. Yeah, this kind of sucks. A lot of smoke. It looks way worse in person, but let's get to work. Alright guys, so I got both of these carburetors back on. Got the fuel line on. Now, I'll put on this gas tank. Hopefully this thing runs way better, because last time it just ran on starter fluid. It kind of sounded like it wasn't getting any fuel through the carbs. So, this carburetor right here was the plugged one. It was really plugged. I cleaned it out. So let's put this gas tank on and see if she'll run way better. Alright guys, I got this gas tank on. And let's see if it will leak gas anywhere. So I just put it on reserve. Seems. So I guess it has no leaks, so we're good on that. So guys, if you're wondering what was the issue with it, so pretty much it kind of runs and then it dies and it starts leaking fuel and then it just won't start. So I think it was this carburetor that was an issue, but let's find out. Oh, I hear it. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video on my Banshee. I made it run good and everything. So guys, if you like what you're seeing, please leave a like. I fixed the issues, it was just the 2 plug jets. So guys, I'm really enjoying this thing. As you guys can see, it has a ton of power. So thanks for watching, see you in the next one.